Just to let you know as well, guys and girls, that I am recording this as well, just so that I can then put it onto YouTube, if that's all right. Any problems with that, obviously, just let me know, but it's just a nice way of being able to kind of record and whatnot. Right, I'm going to choose the bat, so I'm going to double click on him. Okay, so you can now hopefully see that my bat is here, ready to be programmed. Okay, so the next thing I also need to do is I need to go down to this bottom left corner, and I need to get me the blocks that will allow me to turn my camera on. So I'm going to click on that. And you can see that there's lots of different things that you can actually program, particularly hardware. The thing that I want is this one here, video sensing. So I'm going to click on that. So you can now hopefully see the video sensing blocks are at the bottom. Okay, but I don't need those quite just yet. So you can hopefully see my camera working. You might need to give your camera Scratch permission to access your camera, but hopefully you can see that my camera is up and running and working because I've allowed it to choose those blocks. All right, so let's get programming. So the very first thing that we tend to do is we tend to go to here and when the green flag is clicked. Okay, so just to repeat that, it's the blocks down here in the bottom left. There should be like a little blue square and one that says video sensing. Okay, like that. Okay. So then what we need to do is we need to put a little bit of control on, because otherwise what will happen is that your program will not work as smoothly as you want it. So I'm going to put on a wait block. I'm going to change that to 2 seconds, just so there's a nice pause between when I turn it on and the camera actually working. Just make sure that there's no problems with it. And then this is where I'm going to use my turn video on, like so. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to, let me see, looks. And I'm going to hide my bat because I want him to hide so that when he eventually comes on, he's going to appear and you're going to try and hit him, touch him like that. He's going to turn into something. Guys, all of your, make sure that all the microphones are muted. That's it. Good stuff. Great, great, great. Okay. Now we're going to use something. Go to events. Called broadcast blocks. Now what these do is they allow you for a lot of things to happen, but you don't need to program it as much. So you can kind of get 3, 4, 5, 6 plus things happening in your program, but just by using one block. So what we're going to do is we're going to this one here that says broadcast message 1. I'm going to click down on it and I'm going to turn it into a new message. And that message is going to say, reset bat, okay? What that means is that every time that I hit the bat, he's gonna disappear and it's gonna start again. So it's gonna appear somewhere else. Maybe it's up in this corner or maybe it's down here, okay? Okie dokes. Now we're gonna use, if I remember correctly, control forever. Forever blocks are so important in programming because basically it doesn't mean forever as in till the end of time. It basically just means until the end of your program, until you're happy with it, all right? So then we're going to use this one here called if then. Now this is a condition block and these are really important as well because they allow things called variables to appear on your screen and you can have random things happening. Otherwise, if you don't have those blocks, what happens is that you just end up with a series of things that happen all the time and repetition and pattern. And the game gets quite boring after that, okay? So then we need to go back to our video sensing blocks. And we need this one here. No, we don't, sorry, apologies. We need operator. Sorry. You will need that block actually, so we can just drag that one here. But that doesn't quite fit into that one. So what we need is to go to operating. And we need to have the more than block, okay? Now what this is going to do, it's going to allow us to, it's going to tell the sprite that if the movement on the screen is quicker than a certain speed, then the sprite will go, ah, I suddenly realized that he's trying to get me, I'm going to disappear. Okay, so within the if then block, go use the operator, okay? And I would change this to 30. Now these numbers basically represent sort of movement on the screen, okay? So then I'm going to put my video motion on sprite and actually put it into the little circle beside the number 30. So you can see now that I've got the video motion on sprite greater than 30. Then, and this is where I need to get another broadcast block. So go to the yellow one, which is events. And I need to broadcast another message. So as well as resetting the bat, so as well as telling him to go off the screen when I get him, I also need to broadcast a message. So I'm going to go for new message. And I want my bat to slide. Now, it doesn't matter what you're broadcasting. It could be absolute gobbledygook. Just make sure that you're using the same message in the other parts of the program, okay? So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in between there. So it's a nice, tasty little sandwich. Now I'm just going to give you about 10, 15 seconds just to have a look at here and make sure that your programming is the same as mine. Okay, if you're up to speed with me, well done. I'm just going to get some water because I've been talking a lot today.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Dillon. If you don't mind muting your microphone, that'd be brilliant. Well done. If you're a little bit late, don't worry. I am recording this and I will put it back on as well. So I'll give you just a few seconds, Dillon. Just have a little look at the code as well. Okay. Just going to stop your video as well, Dillon. All right. Great stuff. Okie dokes. Right. Are we ready to move on? Just give me a little yes in the chat if you are. Good stuff, Jeffrey. Hey, well done, guys. Keeping up nicely because this is quite some real tricky programming here, so it's good. Okay, I say tricky. It is tricky, but it's also quite simple as well. Great, well done, guys. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Right, let's move on. So you're then going to the next part of your programming is all about the movement of your sprite. Okay, so I'm going to call my sprite the bat just because it's obviously that's what I've got programming. You might have chosen an apple. A person, it doesn't matter really. Okay, so when my bat receives the reset button, okay, so the reset message, okay, this is what's actually going to happen to him. He's going to sort of pixelate and sort of turn into this little sort of, mush of stuff, and then it will reset and it will go somewhere else on the screen and come back on. All right, so again, I'm going to put down the wait bar as well. Or wait block, I should say. But I'm going to choose a random. I'm going to choose something that's a little bit more interesting, because otherwise, if I know that I have to count for 2 seconds, it comes on 2 seconds. So actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the random block and put them in there, and I'm going to anywhere between 1 and 4. Guys, make sure everyone's muting their microphones for me, okay? That's it. Okay. So then I'm going to go to looks again, and this is where you get to choose the way that your sprite kind of disappears when you've touched them. Okay. So I'm going to go for set color effect, but I'm not going to have color. I'm going to go for the pixelate one. Okay. Start with the pixelate one, but you can always play about. After you've completed your program, you can always play about with this as well. Okay, you can change it however you want to. And then I'm going to go for show, because we want the your sprite, my bat, to show, because otherwise I won't know where he is on the screen. I could just be fiddling around in the dark and I'm not going to be able to get it at all. Okay. So then I need to go back to control. Now we've already used an if-then block. What we're going to do now is do an if-then-else block. Okay, if-then-else, because we want to know what's going to happen if I don't smite him on the screen and if I do smite him, okay? All right, so I'm going to go back to operators and I'm going to go to the one that says equal. Oops. So the green bar that says something equals and then the number is 50 at the minute, okay? And again, what I really like about this is that you can just really randomize it as well, okay? You can really randomize things here. So I'm going to put pick random and I'm going to change 1 to 2. Oops, pressing the wrong keyboard. There we go. Okay. There we are. And I'm going to change this. So pick random 1 to 2. If pick random 1 to 2 equals 1, and this is where then we're going to start to introduce our motion blocks. Okay. And we need to use the one that says go to X, Y. Okay. Go to X, Y. And that's going to be on the first level of my if then else sandwich. Okay. Cool. So again, I'm going to randomize this because I don't want to know where my sprite's going to go to next, where he's going to appear from next. Okay. So what I'm going to do is on the x-axis, it starts at negative 250. So I'm going to put minus or negative 250. On the X, and the Y, I'm going to choose negative, 180 to positive 180. So I don't know along the grid, along the axes, where he's going to come from this way, from this axis, and this axis here. Okay. And as well as going there, the other one we need to choose in the motion bar is glide. Okay, so we need to choose the glide one because the glide means that sort of smooth action like that rather than, okay. So if I go choose glide here, okay. And again, this is where you can add some really lovely random things about the speed and also the timing of the movement as well. So if I'm going to choose pick random and where it says glide, or how many seconds, I'm going to choose 2 and 3 because that makes it not too fast, not too slow, just right, as Mummy Bear or Baby Bear said. Yeah. Okay. Okay, and then I'm also going to pick another random bar and put it in the y-axis. Yeah. Okay. Because again, it's positive 250. And in these random ones, they're going to range from negative 180 to 180. So we're talking about the movement and the type of movement, and we just need to make sure we've repeated that, okay? And underneath that, in effect, we're sort of doing the opposite. So we're using the same bar. No problem at all. Take your time, okay? I'll complete this bit of programming, and then I'll give you a few seconds just to catch up as well, okay? So let's go back to motion. So you see here on this if then, underneath it goes go to X negative 250. Well, what we're going to put here is go to X positive 250. Because what we're doing is we're covering the entire axis of the whole screen. Because otherwise, if we only had certain numbers, it would only cover, for example, where's my camera? This part of the screen here. So we know that the bat is always going to come out of there. Well, that's a bit boring. We want to make sure that the whole screen is covered, okay? So I'm going to go back up to motion. And in fact, what I'm going to do is if I just take these out, I'm going to duplicate. So I'm going to right click, duplicate. I'm going to put that one in there, that one in there. So you can now see what's happening. You can see that my bat actually started to move across the screen, which is really good. So if this is negative 250, then I also need to cover the positive of 250 as well. Okay. The randoms stay the same, so negative 180 to 180. All right. And again, random amount of seconds, 2 to 3 seconds, because that's a nice speed. Really, the seconds are all to do with speed and time as well, okay? Now, on this one here, we've got positive 250. So guess what? We have to turn this into negative 250. And again, the randoms stay the same. All right, that's our movement done. So we've already turned on our video. We've broadcast message to the bat to say, this is what happens when things get clicked. You know, you appear, you're going to start moving. We've actually programmed the moving in. And I'm just going to leave it here for a few seconds just for people to catch up. Give me a shout in the bottom when you've done that, when you've caught up. You might even want to just check out your program, see what happens by clicking the green flag. Anything happen yet? Not yet, no, okay. Great stuff, you're doing a really good job, guys and girls, well done. Like I said, that was the most complicated bit of programming. But as I said, I'll just wait for everyone to catch up a little bit. Jeffrey, good to see that you're done. That's all right. Hey, no problem at all. That's fine. Yeah, Jeffrey, do you want to come online? Show me your video. Good boy, Dylan. Well done. Excellent. Hi, Jeffrey. How are you?
Good. You said I couldn't share my screen.
I don't think you're able to share your screen. If you can, that'd be amazing.
I can, but you disabled it.
Did I?
Yeah.
No problem. How have you found the programming so far? Okay.
Yeah, I found it great.
Good stuff. All right. Does it all make sense?
It's actually working.
Is it working?
Yeah, it is.
Good, 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 good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move on to when the bat gets, when we sort of interact with the bat, then the bat is going to turn into a big lot of pixelations. All right. Okay. So Eleni, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it on here for you as well, so you can still work through these, but we're just going to move on a little bit as well, so then people can start to see how this works. It actually how it works as a working game. Okay, so now we've told the program what happens when we broadcast the message reset bat. We now need to tell it what happens, what the message slide back means. Okay, so I need to go to events, and when I receive, and I'm going to change that to slide back. Okay. And then I also need a repeat block this time. Stuff. And then I need to go to looks again, and I need to change the appearance when my hand interacts with the sprite. So I'm going to again change the pixelate effect. 25 probably a bit too much just because of the sort of program we're dealing with. So change it to 15, but again, you can experiment with this afterwards. That's no problem at all. Okay. And then when what we're telling it to do is when we hit it or when we contact it, we want it to disappear. We want it to hide. So that's what we need in the looks bar as well. Okay. And then the last thing we then need to do is after we receive slide back, this is what that does. We then need to broadcast the reset back because we want it to start again from somewhere different to come back up the screen. Okay, so let's go to events, the yellow one, and we're going to broadcast the message. Now, it should work. Just click the flag. Okay, so when it moves, if I touch it, oops, you should see that it actually pixelates. So swipe it, there we go. Right, I'll try my swiping movements now. Hopefully it's working on yours as well. Oh, he was a bit fast, wasn't he? Get off, there we go. So you can see it's the mixture of the live camera. Get off, there we are. I start getting annoyed at it otherwise. There we go, and you can see that when the movement of my hand goes above a certain speed, sort of, the bat pixelates, disappears, and there's a random amount of time and also a random amount of speed. Where is it? There you go. I'm trying to look on here, but actually, there we go. That's better. Come on, gotcha. I need to change the bat to a cockroach, maybe, like that. Okay. Gotcha. Excellent. Okay. So that is the basics of a really simple AR game. Okay. It's a mixture of live action from your camera, but also obviously using computer generated graphics as well, which is really, really cool. The only thing I might add, actually, is if I was to share this with someone now, they may not know what to do in the game. So what I might do is I might go and add a sprite. It doesn't really matter what it is. I might choose the baseball person and just explain, really, this person's going to explain, you know, what the game's about. Because as I said, if I sent it to a friend who's then like, actually, I did send it to Mrs. Lavelle, and she made the suggestion. I didn't really know what to do. And when I pressed green, I sort of figured it out. But actually, what I'm going to do is, when the green flag clicked, I'm going to show this person. And this person is kind of going to tell me what I need to do. So instead of saying hello, a person's going to say, swipe the bat with your hand. Good luck. I might keep her on for, is it him or her? I'm not sure. For 3 seconds. And then after that person, the sprite has said it, I want that person to hide as well. Okay, so let's go and press the green flag. Swipe the bat with your hands. Good luck. There you go. Come on. Yeah, get off. Right, I'm going to speak to some of you guys, see how you've got on now. Gotcha. It's easy for me when it's fast, I think. It's quite slow otherwise. Right, there we are. So let's see how you guys are doing. Participant list. Okay, is anyone feeling brave to come on and say how it's gone, if it's gone well, or if there's something we need to work on? Who's going to be the first one to say how it's gone? I might just move my bat back. There you go. So you can see the coding on the bat. There we are. Hi, Jeffrey. How'd you get on?
Good.
Has it worked?
Yes. It is working now.
Success. Fantastic.
So, where he said when he said green flag clicked, wait 2 seconds and then do that. And at the bottom when it said broadcast slide back,
yeah,
I thought it was supposed to say reset back. So when I first did it, it didn't work. But then I saw it closer and then I realized it and then I changed it.
Jeffrey, that's fantastic. Do you know why? Because you could have just got really annoyed at it, but actually you debugged it really well, and you figured out, you know, what you needed to do, and that's brilliant. I can't ask for any more than that, and it's working, which is always a bonus. If it didn't work, it would eventually, but as I said, you may just need to go through the programming again and whatnot. And yeah, that's absolutely phenomenal, Jeffrey. Good. So what do you think, Jeffrey, we could do with this now? How could we change it, or how could we make it more challenging or a bit different? What do you think we could do?
add more characters?
Yeah, that's a really good one. So you could add more characters. So you could have 2, 3, 4 different things coming in at the same time. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Excellent.
Or you could have to swipe faster.
No, yeah. So you could change the speed of the motion, change the random numbers. You know, like so. Therefore, does the back come in quicker? Do you have to wait longer? You might even add something like a variable. So you could add a timer or like a score variable. So
Yeah.
for example, add when you get to 10, how long does it take you? Or can you get 20 in a minute or something? Exactly, Dylan. A bit like that in Fruit Ninja. I think that's kind of where I started to think about this idea from, really. But yeah, phenomenal. Dylan, do you want to come online and have a chat with us? If you unmute your microphone. And, hey, Dylan, how did you get on?
I think I understood most of it.
Yeah, good. Does the program work?
Because I was a little bit late, so I didn't get the first part.
No problem.
Because,
Can you see the first part now clearly?
yeah.
Great, great. And it's all right, yeah?
Yeah, I did take screenshots, like, through the thing so I could, like, remember.
That is a very good idea. And do you know what, Dylan? I will take a screenshot now as well, and I will post this onto the Steam website. And then you guys can, if it's not quite working, or if there is something you want to change about it, or whatever, then you can just get the photo from there, and I'll let you know where it is tomorrow. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Great stuff. Great stuff. Anybody else want to come on and tell me how you've done? Even if you haven't got it working, it doesn't matter. Just to say how you found it and whatnot. Who's going to be brave? Quite daunting, isn't it? Like speaking on these things.
Is it just year 4s doing this, or is it like everyone?
No, I advertised it for everyone, to be honest with you. So it was just, I think it's just the fact that we got a lot of year 4s come on, which is brilliant. I mean, I can't argue with that, can I really? So, well, as I said, what I'll do, guys, is I will, if it's okay with you, I'll probably end the call in a little bit. I will put the screenshot of this onto the Steam site. So if you didn't get it quite working, okay, then I'll put it there, and you can do it in your own time as well. And obviously, if you do get it up and running, or if you change it, take a little screencast or a little video with your mum or dad's phone, just to show me it working, just to show you how you've tweaked it and how you've changed it a bit. Guys and girls, thank you so much. That was really, really good fun. And I hope that you can sort of show your family and friends how you can program a game in using augmented reality. If you don't mind, put your videos on and just give me a little wave to say that you're still there and that everything's okay. Only if you want to. There you go, Jeffrey. Good man. All right, Jeffrey, take care of yourself, okay?
Okay.
See you guys. All the best, all right? Take care, one and all.
Bye.
See ya. Take care.